I think the Honourable Minister hasn't taken enough credit for what he actually did at COP26. It was a very, very important COP for developing countries, and the Honourable Minister made sure from the president level all the way down that we are not left behind in the issues of the clean energy transition. I think a lot of people, when you hear about energy transition, they'll say, I don't have enough energy. Why are you telling me about transition? I think, and it's important, and that point is very important. So, what we've been working with the UN and the Nigerian government is what does the pathway look like for Nigeria? And that's why His Excellency Mr. President said net zero by 2060, which are three key things we need to do first: alleviate 100 million people out of energy poverty, industrialize as well, like the scale of other emerging economies and developing economies, and try as much as possible to do our own transition, which is really getting out of diesel and petrol generation now into cleaner sources of fuel. Like the Honorable Minister said, we've done the energy transition plan and we realize that even to integrate the renewables we need into our system in Nigeria, you will need considerably more gas to be produced for domestic use. There's if you go a little bit technical, you need base load power, and base load power has to be basically using gas. We're at an advantage because unlike countries like South Africa, we don't have coal to transition out of. However, we do have a very large economy that can only grow with sustainable energy. And that's really why we're here on this mission. How do we now take a plan and start implementing through the whole of government, knowing that it's not just Nigeria saying it has to do this, but if Nigeria doesn't do this, it will be left behind in the global economy. A lot of people have heard about electric vehicles. A lot of car companies have said they're getting out of electric vehicles. So you know it's coming, right? And instead of us to be a second-hand dumping ground for obsolete technology, we need to be at the forefront so that our youth will be educated with new cleaner jobs so we can assemble some of these things on ground. And more importantly, because we're the victims of climate change, not the cause of climate change, we have to continue this message globally that you must invest in Nigeria for us to hit these global climate change challenges. The thing about climate change is like one country can't decide that they're doing climate change and leave another country behind. It doesn't work like that. We all have to do the energy transition together. So again, thank you so much for this. You'll be seeing me a lot more. The conversations on gas and gas transition, which the Honourable Minister has really been championing for us at very, very big forums, will continue because we have to get the funding we need to really develop as a...
Mr. President, a few months back or last year, attended the COP, Conference of the Parties 26, in the framework of the negotiations on climate change. And the whole issue, one of the main issues in this context is the clean energy. And of course, the Undersecretary General has been playing an important role globally on the whole issue of access to clean energy and renewable energy. And of course, engaging with us here in Nigeria in this context. And there's a lot of progress that the country is making, especially in the framework of our national determined contributions towards net zero emissions. By now, I think it's 2060, which is the target that we're hoping to achieve. And, of course, one of the issues is that gas, which is a very important fuel for Nigeria, was initially, considered or was being defunded. Actually, a number of countries and financial institutions having the belief that it was not a transition fuel as we transition to carbon, zero carbon emission. And so there's been a lot of effort that's been made, a lot of advocacy and push to have gas also recognized as a transition fuel. And we really cannot thank enough the Undersecretary General for the amazing work she has done in pushing for and with Nigeria for gas to be recognized as a transition fuel. As we know, it's going to be playing more of a more important part and role in our economic development plans. And in fact, as our president says, we're more of a gas producing country than an oil producing country. So we're really looking to gas to be probably the mainstay of our economy for some years to come. And if there was a defunding of that, we really would have major economic challenges. And as I said, the Undersecretary General has been a real champion and a real heroine for this country. And it really has been a huge achievement, and continues to work and support us in this process.